Forest fire is one of the burning issues right now around the world. Jammu and Kashmir is the only state where forest fire is reported in all the seasons in a year. During the year 2016, more than 20,000 forest fire incidents were reported across India, in which around 10,000 incidents were reported in the Himalayan region alone. On the 26th October 2016, around 30 incidents of forest fire were reported from the India, in which more than 18 were reported from the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
अगर यही पोषण रोजनस यही पोषण रोज जंगल रूद दजानस ये मौसम वारा 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 गस ये नार बन कुनस ये खतर यम बस्ती वाले
कंपार्टमेंट 52 और 53 में आग लगी है। हम यहाँ सदर औकाब के पास आए हैं, गाँव मुलिका गाँव है, दौदवगन गाँव। तो उन्होंने आज सवेरे मस्जिद शरीफ में तकरीबन 5:30 बजे ऐलान किया है। इनकी वसातत से, इनकी मदद से हमने तकरीबन आग बुझाने में थोड़ी कामयाबी पाई है। जिस वक्त ये आग लगी है उस वक्त शाम के 6 बजे थे। ताप से आग नीचे आई है। आग लगने की वजूहत पता नहीं हुई, क्योंकि यहाँ बकरवालों का ट्रैक है। यहाँ से कोई जंगल में बीड़ी पीता है, सिगरेट पीता है, तो उसकी वजह से आग लगने के चांसेस बहुत बढ़ जाते हैं।
Forests provide us a number of economic goods and ecosystem services. And these forest fires or wildfires that we commonly call them as, they can be either caused by very natural factors or they can be induced by the human activities. And if you look at the global trend right now, the incidence of forest fires is increasing dramatically at the global level. And this is something that we also witness here in the Kashmir Himalayan context.
वजूहत यहाँ कि अल्लाह ताला ने पे रहमत बारन सह कमी शीन तो पे ना कह नत मार्च अप्रैलस मज बालन मज ओरे फटा आब आज ईज खुशक सैली गम कि बिल्कुल कुल तान दजान.
As you are seeing these days in Uttarakhand, in Himachal Pradesh and in Jammu region, we are witnessing a lot of forest fires. So what are the causes? Each and everybody is worried. In Jammu region, the temperature is already, it has crossed 42 degrees these days. So more than 42 or 43 degrees, that is already enhancing the forest fire incidences. We have already, I think, in many places in Rajouri region, Poonch side, in Jammu, Udhampur, Trikuta Hills, Vaishno Devi Shrine, a lot of devastation has taken place. Even Air Force services were also utilized over the Trikuta Hills.
There are mainly two causes of the forest fires. One is natural, which can be either lightning or rolling of stones or rubbing of dry bamboo sticks. And another one is man-made fire. Unfortunately, the man-made fire is responsible for the 95% forest fires in India as well as in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Less than 5% forest fires occur due to the natural reasons. The Energy Research Institute, in its report in 2003, has estimated that 4.40 crore rupees are being lost due to the forest fires in India every year. United Nations Conference on Climate Change has described that the forest fires in India contributes to the 50% of carbon emissions. That is one of the huge in South Asian region. Forest fire not only destructs the trees, standing trees in the forest, it has its negative impacts on the regeneration, soil productivity, capacity of the forest stands, distribution of non-timber forest products, and other economic services.
वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्डस ये सीजन मज वनस नार लगन ये सत सबज सबज सोन वनो ये गो सोरे खत्म बे वनस अंद पक गाम या कह तंजीम विद लोकल्स तुम वॉलंटियरली ये पे काम वनस तुम नार छत करान.
Very recently, there was a report of Forest Survey of India which has described that more than 300 square kilometers of forests are degraded either by deforestation or forest fire in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And the cheapest method right now we can avail is we have to take board the local communities. Look, we don't have enough resources in the forest department, and they will never be able to control the forest fire or any other damage in the forest, because our forest area is very huge, our topography is very tough, and it's not possible for a forest officer to look after the 1,000 hectare of forest area. It is something which is beyond their control. We cannot blame them for this. So the cheapest and the best method is we have to win the trust of local communities. We already have the joint forest management committees, I think in every forest division of the state, but we haven't used them till date. We haven't taken them board in the decision making right now.
You see, it was only in Kashmir we have the sacred groves. Pohu and Hatab sacred grove found in Lolab Valley, that is more than 120 years old patch of forest without all these concepts. No carbon trading, carbon development mechanism, no carbon hue and cry for climate change, erratic weather patterns, and no such kind of agreements, Paris summit, this and that. And without that, our earlier foray, we quote Sheikhul Alam, Unposh Teli Ili Vanposhi, 14th century quote. You see, when there was no problem of pollution, there were no roads, no vehicles, no plastic, and still that was the vision. So I think even today that community conservation efforts where our elderly wisdom have conserved the water bodies are the forest patches, and that is the basically conserving these things means helping in the quality environment.
आयतुल्ला से यहाँ पे आ गए। आयतुल्ला पे अभी आग थी, मॉडर में आग थी, नूपुरा में आग थी, सब यहाँ पे आ गए आग बचाने के लिए, पेड़ बचाने के लिए। हमने बहुत ही, मेरे दोस्त ने, मेरे इन लोगों ने, बहुत ही भाई बहनों ने बहुत ही तरीके से पेड़ को बचाया। देखिए हाथों को क्या हमें हो गया, कपड़ों को, जूतों को क्या हो गया हमें।
There is one simple formula to control these forest fires, even prevent these fires. We have to create the forest fire channels. Whenever we see, because our pine forests, particularly Pinus roxburghiae and Pinus wallichiana, these are more prone to the forest fires because their twigs get dried up very easily, and during the months of summer, they can get the fire very easily. So we have to create the fire gaps as well as the fire channels in those particular areas.
On the one hand, we are taking so much labor to raise plants in nurseries, then going for mass scale plantations in different seasons, and ultimately when we get all this deflected by the forest fires incidents, in one go you can say in few days whole of the forest is burnt.
यमो साम के सब के नाल यमो सान गजान आब से मगर आब कदर छन कुन जाय के बहुत वजह यो हो प्रत कुन जा जंगल नार के चलानस तो होरे को वन कि आज लोक थी मतलब छ वारिया जिम्मेदारी लोकन थी कि तुम करन जंगल हिफाजत क्या अब कि यम हरिम इलाक छ हम छ जंगलस पे यस इंसान तो मैं जंगल करन खत्म पत क्या करन नमस।
The forests are being set on fire by the timber mafia in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. They usually do it to actually remove any proof of the trees they cut for smuggling.
In 2007, during winter, there was a huge, massive fire in the Achila. It was from Mulnar area, and it went up to the alpine area of Mahadev. Then, when the clouds were, it was clear. Then we saw there was a huge loss. It was conifers had been burnt for I think crores of rupees.
बस्किंदराय तक यह वंद खतर इन जरूरत तो यम जंगलन रुख कर तम किन जंगलन इन बना दूर तम कोशिश करो जंगलस नुकसान कह मगर तम बावजूद हवा क्या तिम्बर जन हांग कुलन यह बड़ा पेट्रोल के खोत ज्यादा कैच कर नार
मतलब रिहायशी मकान बनान गम खतर लकर सोरे मतलब बे वो तुम ब्या चीज़ सन मतलब जानवर या गुपन मतलब तीर या बाकी मवेशी तम जंगलों मज बहारस मतलब जून जुलाई मज ये सात जंगल रोज नी क्या रोज नी कहीं सोदी कथा सोरे ग एंड पे
Forests, they are considered as the important wealth of biodiversity. They provide us innumerable uses, and the main content we get from forest is the timber, and besides we get non-timber products. In non-timber products we talk of that we are getting resins, some secondary metabolites from forest products. Some have been used in treatment of various diseases like Taxol that has been extracted from one of the forest species that is known as Taxus baccata. That is a European species, but in Kashmir we have another species that is Taxus volchiana, which is known as Himalayan yew, and the second metabolite that is Taxol, which is a anti-cancerous product, has been extracted from the bark of that species. So they are providing economical, ecological and other values to the society, and we can say that without forests we cannot survive.
त्रे रेत पे रूद कह ताकि अगर त्रे रेत मज रूद पेमुत 15-20 अक्टूबर तान पे मज रूद अम किन जंगलन मज सरद एरिया ज्यादा मज कोर लगन अम किन नार ग ज्यादा इजहार कहें तह
source of fire in these forests is ground fire here in our Kashmir region, and it causes a huge loss to the biodiversity. Once there is a man-made fire or there is a fire due to natural causes, this can create a havoc inside the forest, and we would never know how much of the biodiversity has been lost over the period of time. Now the time has come, we have to take some active measures and to make it sure that it doesn't cause any damage to the ground flora as well as to the trees in the form of ground fire, so as to save our forests for our posterity.
There is great need to generate awareness among the local people as well as these tribal communities is concerned, because controlling forest fire is not alone the job of forest department, and they will not be able to do it if we leave it to them only. We have to take the local people, particularly those who are living in the forest fringe areas. We have to take them aboard. To reach the consensus, we have to provide them the share in the forestry resources. Apart from that, we have to build our capacities as far as forest department is concerned, because most of our staff is not able to travel in the interiors. We have to build their physical capacity as well as their technical capacities. They don't have equipments or resources available with them to actually prevent these forest fires to occur, or even to control these forest fires when they happen.
पूर पे इक्विप कह मतलब सामान तम नार करान हेत या मतलब तुम वो वस मतलब फॉरेन कंट्री मज या मतलब बोन इंडिया मज कुछ जाए जंगलस नार लगान तत बाय एयर कर स्प्रे अत जंगलन मगर अफसोस कि गवर्नमेंट टस मस्त ग
In the Western countries, they have actually devised some novel methods of forest fire control. One satellite-based SMS system is right now being used in the United States of America, particularly in the state of California. Whenever there is an incident of forest fire in that state, the forest officers get automatic short message on their mobile phones that this is the area with geo coordinates of that particular area as well as the altitude. On the same line, India's ISRO has also launched a satellite which provides us as well as a portal called Bhuvan, which provides us a data on 24-hour basis on the forest fire incidents across Indian states. Western countries have also devised some novel methods, like they are bombarding water and chemicals to control the forest fires. Since their forestry is a predictive forestry, their forestry is particularly economic forestry, and they are actually spending enough money to conserve and protect their forest resources.
One fundamental constraint which Jammu and Kashmir government is witnessing is that of funding. We don't have much funding. Hardly, I think, a few lakhs rupees. For preparation of forest lands, we have to send our teams to the forest. So for that also you need mobilize the funds. Then they need equipment, firefighting equipment of high order, that kind of their clothing, even the water storage tankers. Even there used to be a Jammu and Kashmir Forest Department used to have a helicopter also. So far we are dependable only on the traditional firefighting methods, which are not that I think commensurate the extent of fire we are witnessing these days.
Apart from the degradation of tree stands, forest fires has drastic effects and impacts on the regeneration of trees, soil productivity, biodiversity, non-timber forest products, as well as it is the main source of carbon emissions in India. UNFCCC has reported that more than 50% emissions in India comes from the forest fires. Forest fires not only impact the tree stands, it has its impact on the glaciers. When you reduce the tree cover in the hills, particularly in the Himalayan region, it will definitely accelerate the retreating of the glaciers.
The first thing that we basically need to look at is what exactly are the impacts that these forest fires have. Forests, as you know, are very important ecosystems. They are the abodes of very rich biodiversity, both animals, plants, and also the huge microbial diversity basically resides in the forest soils and associated with the forest plants as well. Especially some small animals like insects, they are damaged to a large extent. Although larger animals, they tend to escape the fire, but after the fire is over, when they come back to their natural habitat, one, they see that their habitat is somehow damaged, and food that they have otherwise available, that food is not available to them because that is burnt. If you look at the same forest fire, which if its incidence is increased by the anthropogenic factors, then it has more negative rather than positive aspects.
कुदरती कथा जंगली जानवर को गसन तम मसन बोन तम करन हमला को मनस इफे गसान जो के हम तो इस प्रत अखबार से कि आज फलानी जगह तिनवे ने हमला किया, एक आदमी को चीर-फाड़ की, पे दुई में तो हज बे तीन हज बे हालांकि बिकन बे टाउन मस बोय बिकन जंगली जानवर.
But why this forest fire frequency has over the years increased? Climate change is something that is actually proved now to be one of the very important factors for increasing the forest fires. Instead of being the sinks of carbon, they become the sources of carbon. Because when there is an en masse fire, there is large scale forest fire, a large proportion of carbon is emitted by the forests into the atmosphere, and they add to the problem of climate change.
If we have more greenery, more plants, more forests, we'll surely have fresh air and less of global warming over the period of time.
We are exploiting more. If at global scale, if we say, we are about deforesting or felling trees, the global earth level, global scale पे about 15 billion trees per year. And what is we are planting? Hardly 5 billion trees. But we may be planting, how many of them are maturing to that 200 years old tree or 500 old year tree?
We have a huge chunk of wasteland that exists in our Kashmir Valley or J&K as a whole. Like we at the faculty of forestry have a degraded patch of land which is to the tune of 50 hectares, more than 1,000 canals of land, and you can see it's whole rocky, it's whole barren. Now to convert this, and it looks like that it has never been forested before. We cannot dig pits manually here, and we require a JCB to do the same, but we took an initiative to build this land into a forest, and we hope that in the upcoming times contribute to the different needs of our society.
चार बजे नहीं रचने क्या नहीं रचने ये जंगल बेन साइडन मज जंगल अत मज बड़ कफारत पेवान तुल क्या जंगलों मज बसान सालिम ये मसा ये शीन वो जंगलन शीन इन मज रूद शीन इन कुल अमे मूजूब दरिया शीन नत कत दर इथे पे ये दरार शीन ये कुल लगिस ना इंशाअल्लाह रहमान ये सात यह वन ये अलग से बाहर
क्या शीन रोज पे अस जंगल पान को लुटेर वत आए जंगलस इन अस लुट क्या सान खतर बड़ मुफीद अमे मज ऑक्सीजन मिलान मगर अस मकल जंगल पान वे इन वोल वक्त ग खाबस मज दपो कुल क्युथ क्या सेहत मरकज खुदायन थमित
Government of J&K first and foremost has to build the capacities of the forest department, and they have to train their resources who are actually on the field, like forest guards, foresters, as well as the senior forest officers like range officers and divisional forest officers. And they have to take the research organizations like Kashmir University is there, and Sher-e Kashmir Agriculture University is also there, and take the suggestions how they can actually control the forest fires scientifically, because you have to combine all these methods. Like you can train your ground level resources, but you have to think about some scientific methods also, like we can use control burning before the onset of the fire seasons, and we can create fire channels. We can actually try to clear the debris from the ground of the trees where we have seen the forest incidents regularly.
We need to learn from the practices that have been evolved from rest of the places and make it sure that whatever is now left, we are able to somehow save it and manage it.
अम पे वो मतलब जड़ी बूटी मतलब दवायात बनान तम जंगल में बनान ये सात जंगल रोद नहीं कहें तम गई पान गसन तम खत्म.
In Kashmir Valley, we have around about 800 species which have medicine value, and they are growing mainly under the cover of forests. So if we will destroy our forests, we will lose those 800 species of medicinal plants, because there is a correlation between forest trees and those medicinal plants. How? Because these forest trees, they provide mycorrhizal association to these medicinal plants.
The best gifts of nature to mankind, most of the rural people derive their livelihood from the forests directly or indirectly. Unfortunately, we are losing this green cover and the diverse flora and fauna, especially the medicinal plants. It's high time to start conservation of these species before it is too late.
So conserving forest means really having the sustainable economy, sustainable livelihoods, sustainable development, and there lies the future of our coming generations. And if we spoil ecology, ultimately our coming generations, future generations, they will have to pay a heavy price.
Forest fire has also its impact on the loss of glaciers as well as the scarcity of the fresh water. The forest fires have actually accelerated this problem for us. We have so many areas right now where we don't have enough drinking water available to the local people, particularly due to the loss of forests to these fires as well as the deforestation.
So you must have heard of Shimla. In Shimla, for the last 5-10 days, people are not getting water. And then there are cities which may become the 0 day. No water will be available. 21 cities in India, they have been labelled as they are going to hit very badly with this water scarcity. So this forest cover conservation is linked with the water availability in the coming days, and future wars may be the water wars.
जंगल बचाइए, हमें पेड़ इतने ऑक्सीजन देते, अगर हमने पेड़ ही खत्म किए, हम कैसे बचेंगे? आप बताइए, हम कैसे बचेंगे? हम बचेंगे? नहीं बचेंगे।